Hey everybody, welcome back to Boss Rush at PAX 2024. I am your host for this segment, PK Power, also Patrick, as everyone else calls me. Sitting beside me is the mad pharmacist herself, Stephanie Klimov.
Hey!
And we got ourselves a very special, very wholesome guest. Please welcome Kimchica, or Jenny, to the podcast. How you doing, Jenny?
Hello, I'm doing good. Very happy to be here.
We're really happy that you were able to come by and, actually see you in person. This is exciting.
I know. It's the best part of PAX, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you were saying off camera, that we all are siloed. We have virtual jobs, and even though we communicate virtually, there's something different about just a bunch of people in a building talking and seeing and experience what we love best.
Yeah, it's super invigorating. I think what I've gotten most out of this weekend so far, it's not even done yet, is just how excited I am to take this energy and go back and continue the work. You forget it when you're in your room by yourself working on your projects day in and day out.
Yeah, I think it provides fresh motivation, because I know I'm ready to go back and because I was kind of coasting a little bit the last few months, struggling with the creative juices. So
yeah. No, it's I needed this as this is my vacation from my real job.
Yeah.
So it's both helping me unwind, but it's also recharging me just because there's so many awesome experiences that we get to experience here in PAX. One of the things being in person, Steph and I have now seen each other 4 times in real life.
physical touch.
Yeah. And it's awesome. You just seeing a friend that you're not really there physically ever, but it feels so natural that when you actually meet, we're all shacked up right now in an Airbnb. There's 6 of us in this thing. We're all crammed in, but it's cozy. It's a nice one.
Cozy, it's nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of us are meeting each other for the very first time, but it doesn't feel weird.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awkward. Yeah, it's not awkward.
We all were sitting down having drinks last night, and it honestly felt like we'd known each other for years, and that this was just something we were doing on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
No,
that's so
actually,
nice.
a Friday night. It's Friday. I'm losing track of time because
What is
I'm not
time?
working.
We're here. We're just going to exist until PAX says it's done.
Exactly. Get out of here.
Yeah, they're kicking us out after Sunday, so we at least have another good 24 hours before that happens.
Yeah.
So Jenny, welcome to PAX. What is it that you've been doing around here? What has been exciting you the most here with PAX?
Oh gosh. Other than just seeing the people, I think what's exciting obviously are the games that we get to encounter. I've been lucky enough to be a part of a couple of panels. One that was much more sentimental about grief and loss, specifically within games.
Okay.
That was a really wonderful conversation. Then that last night, I was also part of a panel, very different tonally, called Video Game Tinder, where we just were thirsty little goblins and just lusted over, or didn't lust over, certain video game characters. So really fun panels, and just playing as many demos and seeing as many people as I can.
Awesome. Is there any demos that you've been particularly excited about that you checked?
There were a couple. I haven't had as much hands-on time as I would have liked so far, but I think extremely powerful capybaras looks really, really fun. The quick elevator pitch is capybaras multiplayer meets Vampire Survivors. And when Vampire Survivors came out, I lost months of my life to that game. So being able to play Vampire Survivors with really cute, cartoony capybara, and then bringing in the multiplayer mix to it, the chaos of having your friends there with you, super fun. Love that demo.
And they're adorable.
Of course, they're
adorable.
capybaras.
You can't deny the power of a capybara.
No, they look at you in the eye and you're instantly in, under their spell, like a cat.
That's some humble onion who made Smooshy Come Home had the smarts to put one in his game. Shout out to you. 3, you're right.
Yeah.
We love you, some humble onion.
We look forward to your DLC
Yep.
and your little
The plushie.
Yes, oh my gosh, the plushie. And then another standout for me was a game called Windom.
Okay.
And that one is just, this beautiful, it's a wooden sort of Playmobil Lego piece.
Okay, yeah.
They're these wooden figures, and dioramas, and you're just placing things back where they belong. But a lot of the game is about sort of rotating, manipulating, and trying to see how it fits. So it's like a 3D wooden puzzle.
Okay.
As you solve specific areas of this diorama, you reveal story that shows this like girl and her relationship with, I believe, her grandmother. So it's got that sentimental side to it, and it's just like the wood looks so tangible and warm and like cozy. It's just beautiful. So I can't wait to really dig into that one and spend time with it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Steph, how about you? Is there anything that's been like catching your eye?
Other than Ben Starr at a Starbucks?
Oh, hell yeah.
Sorry, I'm not going to let that go.
It's true. We actually ran into Ben Starr yesterday
Nice.
at Starbucks.
Wow.
But we kept our cool. We did not freak him out. At least I don't think we did.
We didn't kidnap him, even though we tried. Like, we were gently like leading him towards the back door, but you know, I think he caught on.
Yeah.
He uses wits. Damn it.
And his British charm.
Yeah, charmed us.
Yep.
Anyway, but on a serious note, as I mentioned earlier, Animal Well was kind of like number one on my list. I jokingly say I have like a gamer crush on Billy Basso, not in a creepy way, but just like I admire the passion that he's, I think it's been about 7 years that he's worked on this by himself. And then when I finally got to put my hands on it and play it, I could tell just by walking through the grass, the simple movement, the sound, the color. I felt for the little bit of time, I just scratched the surface of all those secrets. It's brilliant. So Animal Well, and then Fretless. I've been talking, whoever is willing to listen, to play Fretless. It's a music RPG, great pixel graphics, plays smoothly, great sound and music, obviously. Dev team is really cool too. I just thoroughly enjoyed talking to so many of the devs here. Of course, I have to mention Toge Productions, but you'll probably talk about some of the stuff. So I think that's kind of my highlights. I know there's more, but if I don't stop now, I'll just keep talking.
Yeah.
I'm really curious. For Fretless, is it like all genres of music, or do they have like a specific that the demo focused on, or that they're focusing on in general?
So in the beginning, they're very focused on rock and metal.
Cool.
The name escapes me because I'm half dead now, but there's like a YouTube musician that they base the character off of. But the sound designer is going to incorporate other genres as you proceed through the game, so you'll be able to experience more.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, for me, not quite a cozy game that caught my eye, but while I was at our friends over at Toge Productions, they had a game called Whisper Mountain Outbreak, which is an isometric Resident Evil inspired game where you're surviving hordes of monsters while trying to solve puzzles, and basically the demo was trying to escape this building by getting a car working. And the really cool thing about this demo, or this game even, is that it is co-op. Steph and I both played together, and we were solving puzzles with each other's help. Like, she might have had a note with like how a number sequence works, and I would be inputting that number sequence into the actual puzzle, and then vice versa, because then now I had a piece of the puzzle that she needed.
Yeah, and I'm not a huge spoopy game person because I'm a massive chicken, but it's got the Toge touch, so to speak. It's got that special, again, pixel art and the lore, because I'm a freak about lore.
Yeah.
And when you're in a demo, and I also feel like my own personal pressure to like hurry up because other people want to play, but I could tell there's like notes scattered throughout. The undead, sure, there's zombies, but there was like a particular monster we fought at some point.
It was like a multi-armed, crawling, like long-haired, screamy woman thing.
Yeah, so it's very inviting for me to pursue it amongst other horror games. And like I said, it's a fun co-op. I didn't immediately drag Pat to his death. I actually did okay on it.
She got more kills than I did on the first try.
I'm always bad at games, so like this was a win for me.
Maybe this is the turn. Now you are going to become a spooky game person, and this
We've
is
been
like the
working
beginning.
on it.
Yeah.
She's officially done Resident Evil
2 remake and 4 remake.
Yep.
Hey,
So,
that's pretty good.
Yep. And another one I really liked was called Cricket Jay's Really Particular Journey, which, if you then look at it, it spells Cricket JRPG.
Yep.
That's so brilliant.
I have been super interested. I've seen this one, I think either through they've sent like a newsletter email, or maybe I've seen it on Twitter, but I know I've seen it before and it looks really interesting. Like what's the peculiar adventure?
This is, it feels very much like Earthbound in that regard. Like you are just a kid in a suburban like neighborhood with like a really hyperactive friend. It's kind of funny. I talked to the developer. I'm like, I sense heavy ADHD from this kid. And he's like, oh yeah, that kid's inspired by my little brother. I was like, okay, that maybe explains it. But you're on a journey. Your friend is, or it's not really a journey. I think he said your mom gets like kidnapped and you have to make like a journey to the moon or something, is like the main premise. But you didn't get that in the demo. You got it's a day off. Your best friend comes over to your house. Actually, he invades your house and starts, eating your food. And then it's like, hey, you should come and, visit this person with me. And of course, these are like kids and they're like, I don't want to do that. Well, tough, you're going to do it. Fine. It's a mixture of like Earthbound and a Saturday morning cartoon. And I was wondering why it had such a good cartoon aesthetic. Apparently the main art director was also the person that did My Little Pony.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Like they got some talent in this game.
That's incredible.
Yeah. But it's fun. The combat is very much like a Paper Mario, where it is button prompt to kind of get that little extra oomph.
Yeah.
But he also has this like cursor that lets you know when to push the prompt. Like it's a little circle going over another circle. And if you do it just right, you also have two different buttons you can push. One lessens the damage, and it's a lot more forgiving to push the button. And another button actually can like nullify the damage altogether, but it's a little harder to get it right.
Oh, okay.
So, it offers that little bit of a challenge for those who are good at like QTEs versus those who maybe are a little bit like sycopathic. Yeah. So I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing like, I think it comes out August 15th, I think is what he's aiming for.
Okay.
But it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Can I toss one more in, but it'll be super quick because there's a poster there. Fallen Aces. There's a huge line for that booth every day. And I finally got in like first thing. There was still a line there. But I think it lives up to the hype. I'm not really a fan of like first person type games because I'm just not good at it, but the art direction of like the flat comic book style is very impressive, and they promise a lot of lore. So again, they hooked me.
Nice.
Yeah, it's got that nice 20s noir like detective feel to it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, look at the phrase.
Poster is stylish.
They better have a full house because you don't fold easy. Anyway.
That's good.
All right. So Jenny, you just don't go around, playing demos. As we've noticed before, you are part of Kepler Interactive.
Yep.
And so you definitely have a few games coming out here this year, as well as some that have come out. What would you say is like ones that you're particularly like looking forward to release here?
Man. I would say in some of the more recent titles that we have kind of coming down the pipeline, Flintlock is one I think that folks are pretty widely excited about.
That game looks amazing.
So Flintlock is really exciting, and that's coming up. I would say Cat Quest 3, which is this sort of cult classic. Cat Quest fans, if you know, you know.
Yep.
And we have Unreal 2 coming soon as well, which is really exciting. So we got a little something for everyone, I feel like. Multiplayer, got some cute, got some chaotic, got some more, epic action, adventure.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good time.
And you guys not only have the things like some awesome games coming out, you guys have recently celebrated a 1-year anniversary of one of your biggest titles to date that might or might not have won a video game award.
Yeah, Chia just celebrated its 1-year anniversary, its first birthday. Really excited. We also kind of like tied that in with the Steam launch, so Chia is now available available on Steam, which kind of opens it up to a whole new audience of players who maybe don't have a PlayStation or don't play on Epic. So it's been really cool seeing people finally get the chance to discover this game and like play it and enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you for bringing Chia to us, because I was the one that got to play it and experience it, and oh man, then I'm just like, everyone play it.
Yeah, I also got to experience it too. There were some parts that were kind of freaky in terms of like a baby eating worm guy.
Yeah, it's darker than it might
yes.
initially seem, for sure.
But the music is just enchanting in that game.
Yeah.
Like there are times where the main theme just like lives rent free in my head.
Yeah, beautiful.
But for those of us who have played Chia in the past, is there any reason why we should go back to visit Chia's world here?
Yeah, well, I think, there's some customization packs that are available, some really cool ones, and honestly, like, they're kind of homages to also other elements of Kepler games, which is really fun. So if you know sort of the Kepler multiverse, they sort of pay respects to some of that too, which is really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So other than things that Kepler has announced, is there anything that might be coming in the pipeline that we might be expecting soon?
Yeah, so other than my work at Kepler, I also am a part of Wholesome Games. And we do a little showcase, maybe not so little anymore, but we do a showcase every summer called Wholesome Direct. And we actually just relatively recently opened submissions. So if developers are developing a cozy game or adjacent, wholesome game, we encourage everyone to apply. It's free. We take anyone. And basically what we want to do is curate the next group of games that people should look forward to if they're into joyful, compassionate, and generally non-violent games.
No, honestly, like, Wholesome Games is like, it's genius. Like, there is that segment of gamers that want something that's cozy, that's easy. They want something to relax themselves, and you usually don't get that in an E3 where we're showing the most ultra-realistic or ultra-violent and most like spectacular like showing, and it's like all these little smaller ones get missed out. So I absolutely love that about your showcase, is you are showcasing these smaller development teams and helping get their name out there, their product that they've worked so hard. It's you're doing some amazing work out there.
Thank you. It definitely is a team effort. There's a big group that makes the direct happen and make Wholesome Games just in general happen. So definitely everyone on the team does incredible at making the show come together.
How does the curating process work?
So we are constantly looking at games on social media. Developers are constantly reaching out. We're reaching out to folks just to see what is in the pipeline. And this is a year-long, like, eternal process. We're always keeping tabs on what's coming up. And once we get close to the direct, we, in addition to having the open submission form, reach out to developers who we've built relationships with and we know, and we say, hey, do you have anything that would work, especially in this time zone or timing? Because everyone kind of has that June is the announcement time. So everyone kind of has it in the back of their minds. And once we get all of the submissions, it's really, we spend, like, initially it was just one day that we could review the games. Now it's like we spend upwards of a week, all of us looking at every single game, trying to determine what will make the best showcase happen. So it's a long process, but it's a good process.
It sounds like this might be one of your biggest ones yet this year. So I'm excited to see what's coming out.
I'm excited to see the merch and the T-shirts. Like, yes, Ed agrees. Like, who gets to design all? Do you got to say like the designs? I love the snow globe one. That's the one I got.
Yeah, we work with an artist. Saffron is incredible, and we as a team come up with sort of each year's designs, and it's so much fun for us because very selfishly we also want the shirts and the posters and the merch. So it's been really exciting because every year we love coming up with something new and fresh to keep people excited about what's going to be like this year's shirt or this year's poster. And we love doing ones that also incorporate the characters from the games. And so it's a nice homage to every year, like, this is the crew that's made this showcase happen. So.
Do you find a lot of things, title studios at PAX for Wholesome Games?
Yeah, there's a pretty decent amount. What's really exciting is, you can gauge a lot from social media, but being able to actually get hands-on time with the game so that we're not only curating like sort of what looks good, but what we've actually played and what we know kind of feels good. More and more, I feel like that's something that we appreciate being able to do. So yeah, being able to see and play some of the games here at PAX has been really helpful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we won't take up too much of your time. We know you still have plenty to do here in PAX, but we're so grateful that you had the opportunity to come and join us here. And we just want to, give you a shout out and, where can people find you?
Yeah, well, folks can find, Wholesome Games. Just go to wholesomegames.com. You find all the social links there for all our platforms. You can find the submission form. And then just for my personal accounts, it's just Kimchica25 on Twitter and Kimchica everywhere else, pretty much.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, we love
Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh my
we
gosh, I
do.
love being here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you guys for listening. This is Pat. Stay tuned. We got more exciting PAX stuff coming right at you.
Exclusive content.
Woohoo!
Saw it here first.